And finally, number 7 is actually carbon dioxide removal, but engineered practices for carbon dioxide removal. So now this will sound very funky, but you actually have technology which can literally absorb carbon dioxide from the air and then go and store it somewhere in the earth and hopefully lock it away forever.
Okay.
Right. But again, it sounds very cool. Problem is, it's extremely nascent. There is no scale to it at all. But that's, I think, another area in which people are working. Now, this last area, maybe I'll take a minute. There are a few sides to think of it, right? And it's also a little controversial. A lot of people don't like it. So I'll tell you both the sides. So there is one narrative which says that no, this engineered carbon removal is the best thing ever, and that's going to change our world, right? Uh, you want to take a guess at who are the people who think it's the best thing ever?
Engineers. Tech bros.
Yeah, I'm sure the ones who did it, yes. But the fossil fuel companies, right?
Okay.
Because that gives them a license in a way to keep emitting, because then they can say that, hey, you can emit, it's okay, because you can emit whatever you want, because now I have this amazing technology to take it all back.
Right.
So COP28 this year, apparently when people went into Dubai, there were these big hoardings of direct air capture. It's called DAC, direct air capture of carbon dioxide. There's a lot of skepticism around it, and a lot of people say, hey, this is just a distraction. It's distracting from the real issue, right?
Right.
What we really need to do is really stop using fossil fuel.
Right.
And all of this talk is a distraction. We should not get into it, right? If you ask me, is it like distraction? Is it not needed at all? I do think it's needed, right? I do think we will need carbon removal technologies, because our goal is to get to net zero, which means we should not be emitting any carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Net zero means that through everything that I do, through all the activities that the world is doing, we should not be putting any additional carbon into the atmosphere.
Right.
Now, there are some sectors which will be able to become net zero by themselves.
Right.
Like today, technically, we can think of a world in which entire road transportation becomes net zero, because you can have only electric vehicles and you can have fully clean electricity, and therefore it can be net zero, right? But we don't today have enough technology to say we'll be able to make aviation net zero, right? Because we don't have an electric airplane. We don't have the technology yet, right? So there will be some sectors which we call hard to abate sectors, which will continue to emit. Now, if some sectors are continuing to emit, somebody needs to go negative. That's the only way you will end up at zero. And therefore, you do need some negative carbon technologies, right? That said, that is going to probably solve like 10% of the problem.
Right.
Okay? Which means that the remaining 90%, we still need to just stop emitting.
Right.
Which means that fossil fuels have to stop. So, like my view on this is, there is no doubt that we need to stop burning fossil fuels. We need direct air capture, but that does not mean we can continue burning fossil fuels. That is a buffer we have for some very hard to abate sectors, and that is only going to still solve only 5% of the problem, which means 95 to 10%. 90% is still going to be cutting emissions where we can and doing the hard work of stopping the burning of fossil fuels.